Good morning. So we're live on YouTube here this morning, and if you're not live, then you're just watching me on YouTube. So a lot of you already know this, but I'm actually a TV news anchor and a reporter, journalist here in Seattle, and I have a chance this morning to take you backstage. Joyce, Taylor, we're live on YouTube. Good morning, all.
Morning.
This is me getting my microphone on so Christopher doesn't yell at us. Let me do that real quick, you guys. I'm going to flip this around. Hope all is well with all of you. Today I'm actually filling in for our earlier morning anchor, Steve Bunin. He is in Brazil today, so I'm doing 4.5 hours of news. Actually, I'm going to lift the veil a little here and show you how I put on makeup. It starts to get caked on after 4.5 hours. And I'm actually going to use you as my mirror. All right, let's go. Sorry about that. Rock on. All right, so we're in studio now. In studio with a 15-second cue. Stand by. Welcome back at 7:30 this morning. President Trump breaking his silence about adult film actress Stormy Daniels and the world's most talked about hush money. The president's lawyer, Michael Cohen, made the payment fewer than 2 weeks before the 2016 election. So why did Cohen pay if the president denies having an affair with Daniels? A watchdog group has filed a complaint arguing the payment amounts to an illegal campaign contribution. More reaction this morning to President Trump's plan to send National Guard troops to the U.S.-Mexico border. We want to know what you think. Do you support the decision to send troops to the border? Head to king5.com/vote now to let us know.
Oregon Governor Kate Brown is making her position known. Governor Brown said if she was asked to send National Guard troops to the border, she would say no. The process of deploying National Guard troops is a bit complicated. The president can take control of any state's National Guard if they're sent overseas, but the law says if the president wants to use the Guard while they're in the United States, troops cannot be used for law enforcement except in rare instances. However, a governor can order troops to enforce the law, which is why the president will need to ask governors to cooperate to make his plan work.
The Menendez Brothers, remember them? They're finally reunited at a Southern California prison. Eric and Lyle Menendez both serving life sentences for killing their parents at their Beverly Hills mansion. For years, Eric's been in San Diego, Lyle in Northern California. Lyle moved to San Diego earlier this year, and now they're in the same housing unit so they can interact with each other and be in the same rehab programs.
A Bellingham police officer is on leave this morning, accused of repeated physical abuse. Court documents say 33-year-old Brooks Laughlin faces multiple counts, including assault, tampering with a witness, harassment, and stalking. The Bellingham Herald reports the victim is a woman that Laughlin has known for 2 years.
The former owner of indoor soccer team Seattle Impact FC has been indicted in a major tax fraud scheme. Court documents say 46-year-old Dion Earl used false documents to lie about his income, the amount of tax dollars he withheld, and his mortgage deductions. Prosecutors say that fraud allowed him to claim more than $1 million in tax refunds. Earl is currently in jail in Arizona on sexual assault charges. Well, that's the video from TMZ Sports now showing Ultimate Fighting Championship fighter Conor Mcgregor throwing a hand truck at a bus full of UFC fighters in New York City. Police say one UFC fighter on the bus, Michael Chiesa, suffered minor injuries. McGregor was arrested and charged with 3 counts of assault, 1 criminal mischief. McGregor, who stepped away from the UFC last year to train for his boxing match with Floyd Mayweather, was apparently upset after learning that he was being stripped of his UFC title.
So Uber is launching a public fight against some proposed rules on ride shares and taxis in Seattle. The company is sending an email to users asking them to sign a petition for opposing Seattle's plan to create a base fare of $2.40 per ride. That's about $1 more than the current base fare. The city says the rules will make sure that drivers are compensated fairly, but Uber says it's going to raise user rates and reduce trips for drivers.
All right, as you head out the door this morning, remember the Washington State Patrol is upping their enforcement when it comes to distracted driving. They're 1 week into this new emphasis, continuing next week, so be more careful out there. Just don't use your phones anyway, whether there's patrol or not. According to the State Patrol, since they launched this new initiative back in July, when this whole new electronics DUI-ish sort of law went into effect, 1,500 tickets were issued every month across the state. That's quite a few. This new study out by the Erie Insurance caught our eye. It actually shows, according to police reports back to 2012, in their study, the #1 most reason to be distracted, daydreaming, they say. Daydreaming, getting lost in thoughts. #2 is cell phones. Yeah, you'd think that would be up there. But apparently daydreaming, according to this new study, is the #1 reason for distracted driving. 2 cell phones. What's #3? Outside distractions, things outside the car, like a crash you may be passing, that kind of rubbernecking. A doctor that was involved actually with this study has a good tip for you Western Washington drivers, and he says, don't replace boredom with distraction. It's a pretty good idea. Hard to do though when you're stuck in traffic, Joyce.
Yeah, isn't it though? All right, 7:34. So we're getting a closer look at the landmark ruling by the state Supreme Court. Last year, we first told you about the comeback story of Seattle mom Tara Danelle Simmons. She was a nurse who lost it all to drug addiction and went to prison. When she got out, she graduated from Seattle University's law school. But the State Bar Association would not let her take the bar and become a lawyer because of her criminal past. In November, the state Supreme Court unanimously ruled that she could sit before the bar exam. Yesterday, we got the court's full written opinion, and it read, in part, Simmons has provided clear and convincing evidence that she is currently a good moral character and fit to practice law. We affirmed this court's long history of recognizing that one's past does not dictate one's future.
All right, Rich Marriott here with a look at the weather on a Friday. It's so far so dry, I suppose. Is that going to last?
There's still a few showers and a little bit of drizzle kind of showing up. Seeing some breaking out up around Whidbey and up towards the Everett area. But a lot of that's too low and too light to even be picked up by the radar. And that should be going away a little bit later on. And we'll be looking for a little bit of sun to break out this afternoon. Seattle Tower Cam, well, looking, iris is open a little bit. It looks like it looks a little brighter than it actually is out there. It's usually the opposite. So that's an improvement in itself. We can adjust the weather just with the camera. It's a nice option.
Hey, there's Cam, too.
The radar, you can see
in the traffic center.
Seeing those showers out around the kids.
Traffic and weather. So I apologize for the lack of uploads recently. It's been super busy. I'm actually working on another project here at the station that you should check out too. It's called Jake's Take. It's over on the King 5 YouTube channel. Search in the playlist for Jake's Take. So we'll see you over there. I'm going to try to upload more on this channel as well. But thanks for tuning in, checking out a little bit of our behind the scenes action here in Seattle. Work hard, play hard. We'll talk to you later.